on Unpopular Kids, the magic number is 3. We're talking trilogies with 2 guests.
Oh, hey! Who's that?
Unpopular Welcome everybody, thanks for tuning in for another episode where we're going to be going over some really cool stuff. We have 2 guests today. 2 guests.
2.
It's funny because there's 2 guests.
Not 3, which
names
is
that come in 3.
You're a weirdo and do 3 like this.
There's nothing wrong with doing 3 like this.
You said 3 was the magical number. We should have 3 guests.
I do
If
3
3
like this.
was the...
Joven, you should leave.
That's
Anyway, hi guys, I'm the
That's something
Jovenshire, and I do 3 like this, and that's okay. Anyway,
Pretentious is what it is.
to my left is someone who you guys have been asking for, and I've been very excited to have her on finally.
Oh, it's you.
We've got Mari!
Hey!
So Japanese.
That doesn't say Olivia.
And there is only one person that has hair better than Mari on this show, and it would be Matt and Raub.
Oh my God! He made my facial hair.
Yeah,
It's
you're
coming
so
in great,
beardy.
Mom.
You look hair.
Yeah, you were one flannel away from being like a mountain
Come on,
man.
no, it's almost there. Come on.
Mountain man.
Oh, you got there.
Mountain man.
You got there. Oof.
Yeah.
That was worth it. That was well worth the wait.
Then over here with the most glorious of all laughs,
The glorious of all holes.
My laugh is the loudest,
It's
most
so-
guffawiest of
It's
laughs.
abrasive and abusive.
Like my father.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
That was weird.
We're talking about cigarette
This is
burns.
FLitZ. We're gonna gloss over FLitz's weird jokes. Hey, and we have another special guest from Screen Junkies and DC All Access, and with a recap show coming up.
Yeah, Collider.
For the Collider recap show for Arrow.
Yeah.
So you are all over the place right now.
Everywhere, don't stop.
Jason Inman.
I just want to say my beard has been coming in for over a decade.
I know.
That is
Well groomed. Wow.
It's a solid 10-year growth.
So before we go into the meat of this episode, I want to let you know about this little right here, this little UN. At any point in time, if you get bored of what we're talking about, which I really don't understand how you can get bored, but you can click this little annotation.
The annotation.
And it will take you to a menu,
Unatotion.
and then you can skip to any topic that you want to listen to, unless you're listening to this on SoundCloud, and then you're just stuck. You can fast forward how you want. But hey, let's get things started with some lightning round. Oh, lightning!
Yeah, that's
Nice. Good job. FLitZ was giving our bumper there some new music. We've actually seen this bumper for 3 weeks in a row now. If you guys want to send us a new bumper, you can tweet us, or you can leave a comment below, or on Instagram with a video with the hashtag Unpopular Kids. We'll see it.
Don't make me make them.
Yeah, FLitZ doesn't
Don't make
want to
FLitZ make
anymore.
them.
Make me make them.
He will take off his
Yeah.
belts. But
It's a lot of abusive jokes this week. It's really weird. It's not even the Christmas episode. Come on, guys.
FLitZ, do you need a hug? No, I'm not gonna hug you.
Oh no, I'm not a victim.
Hey, so Jason and Mari, this is how lightning round works on the show. We're each gonna get 2 questions. I'm gonna give it to you. You got 10 seconds to answer the question unless I'm captivated. Then I'll give you more
10
time.
seconds in.
Yeah. Like people are complaining, you should have a timer, or this 10-second thing doesn't work. It works because I make it work.
Oh, sass.
Yeah,
She makes it work.
I make it work. So now again, we get these questions from you guys. So you tweet us your questions or leave comments with the hashtag Unpopular Kids, and I'll take the questions and I make sure each one goes to a specific person. This one, Jason, it comes from @JPepEC.
Oh,
If you could choose one power-up in real life, which one would you choose and why? 10 seconds.
Wow.
Go.
Ooh. I gotta go with fireballs.
Okay.
Because it's the classic Mario power, and if you get pissed at somebody, you can just burn them.
Ooh.
Wait, you're talking about like the ability to shoot fireballs,
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
having a testicular flaming.
Okay, all right, good.
Wow, that's a weird way to go. Mari, I'm sorry, not every episode is like this.
That's not true.
You're apologizing to me?
Every episode is
Mari
like this.
whispered that ball joke to me. Yeah.
All right, so fireballs, you want to decimate your opponents.
Why not?
Giant,
It's a
giant
classic
balls.
power.
Yeah, and any mushroom that gets in your way shall feel the burn.
And turtles.
Lightning round, FLitZ. For you, we have a question from @bestable_Jack. what is your favorite Guardian from Destiny? I know you've been playing a lot of
I've been
Destiny.
playing a lot of Destiny.
So 10 seconds, go.
Listen, I'm not called a space wizard for nothing.
That's
I
right.
love.
It's not about Destiny.
I live in a Destiny world. I actually escaped the game. That's my secret. I love being a warlock. It's space magic. The fact that they can teleport and hover and just set things on fire or channel electricity.
There you go.
The warlock.
Man, we got some pyros on the show today. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
You
that.
set the tone, man. We're answering.
Shout out to Pyro. Brotherhood.
Lightning round. Mari, for you, we have a question from @184 Rigel.
My favorite part of this whole round is you pronouncing the
names.
names.
How would you do it? Rigel.
That's Rihal.
Yeah, it's right.
There you go. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your. Mari, what is your favorite anime theme and why? 10 seconds, go!
I gotta say a classic, one that was kind of like my childhood theme song. Tonari no Totoro, 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 Totoro.
Oh, the classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. Well, and I say this because I didn't have like nursery rhymes. My mom and dad did not give me like American nursery rhymes. Like that kind of was.
show had
My
some.
nursery rhymes. No, I mean there's not that many nursery rhymes in Japanese, so that was kind of
Because
it.
they don't love their children.
It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. I like how it was your
Tiger
theme
Males.
song. Why was it? Did you walk into rooms and it would start to play?
No, it's like it was a very endearing song that I sang a lot.
All right, it was endearing. I'll take it. That was
one of them
nice.
sing songs.
A sweet answer. All right, Matt Rob, lightning round from @BenjiMac. Heroes reboot.
Benji.
Binge.
Benji. No, I like Benji.
Hey, what's your favorite Netflix show to Benji? What would you say it is?
Benji. B-I-N-G-E.
What food do you binge on?
BenjiMac.
He's not even Bingy. Benji.
Benji, like in the Mission Impossible series.
Oh, that's exactly what it is.
A Heroes reboot? I need help figuring out my own feelings. That's why we're here for you. Matt Rob, 10 seconds on the clock. How do we feel about
I think it was bad 10 years ago, and I watched the first two. I haven't watched this week's episode yet, and it's as bad as it was. I mean,
it
it's
10 years ago?
I think so. It's like 2006, 2007. Yeah, it's depressing. It's not good. It never
Right there.
was.
There's your 10 seconds.
We live in a world where there's so many great superhero shows you can watch instead of heroes. Watch those instead.
Oh, yeah, there's the answer.
It was a long December evening when I went there.
Lightning round. Okay, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to learn it.
No,
learn it?
All right.
no, bring it up in the screen. We're going to judge you. Bring it up.
Jason,
Bring it up.
Dallas Creamer. That's
All
my
right,
favorite
good.
position.
Figure it
Yeah,
out.
he's
Do you
reading.
prefer Star Trek or Star Wars, and why? I think I know your answer.
Star Trek
All right.
because it's positive, because it's us. We finally succeed. We give it over our petty crap. We go to the stars. Star Wars, fun, adventure. It's a fantasy, but I like Star Trek because it's positive and it's us.
Also, you have a web series that you started in the second season. Actually, no, it has started. You're a few
it's
episodes in now.
Red Shirt Diaries. It's about the lowest ranked member of the Enterprise crew and all the crap she has to put up with from Captain Kirk.
Clever.
That's super
amazing.
funny.
I like that.
So you watch that at youtube.com/
Jawan, JAWIIN, or theredshirt.diaries.com.
Man, you're doing plugs in the middle of the show.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Just fuck format.
This is like a Jason present. If you like Jason, you're going to see plugs throughout the entire episode from Jason. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Really?
plugs.
Plugs.
No,
I
not for
heard
Mark?
plunge. I was like, plunge.
Oh, I don't need a plug.
Oh, okay,
You
all
know.
I like
All right, we're done. Good night, everybody.
lightning round. FLitZ at DJ Todd 13. Talks of Injustice 2, possible coming out next year. Thoughts and suggestions to make it better than the first.
Suggestions making it better than first. NetherRealm needs to keep up with their titles. The comic book series is in like year 4 or 3. They can just continue. The graphics engine should be updated. I'm excited about that.
keep
More
going,
characters, better costumes. NetherRealms, keep up with the superhero world because there's a lot to offer there.
Well, it's funny that you say. Apparently, the comic series that is still going from the first game.
It is year 4 too.
Is it year 4?
ends- The comic ends where the new game begins.
And hopefully they'll continue to do that with all new
And
characters.
comics a fun read.
It's great.
It's really good.
Yeah.
If you haven't, Injustice, pick up that comic line. I think there's like 2 hardcovers, two trades now.
It's all in comicsology.
Yeah. Go for it.
Download it. Someone buy hardbacks.
Constantly open on my
Lightning
computer.
round. At Late God's Gland, what video game and comic character, Mari, would
Whoa.
it make the best offspring?
Okay. In my world.
So one video game character, one comic character.
Okay, in my world, the male will carry the babies like seahorses. I'd like to see Kratos
Whoa.
and Lobo.
Wait, whoa.
I just want like a giant anti-hero baby, just the most giant
be a
thing.
demon.
I'm trying to figure out the conception.
Don't
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink
Nope.
Lobo's an alien.
it. He's a power bottom bear is what I think.
Wow.
Tickle Matt. What Marvel or DC property would you want turned into a live-action TV series?
Oh man, it's
10
funny.
seconds on the clock. Don't say.
They're doing them all.
No, honestly, I would have to. I love Lobo. I've always been a diehard Lobo fan. I love the idea of doing like
rated R if it's a movie.
Yeah, doing like a hunter or huntress style, like Lobo the Bounty Hunter, going planet to planet.
Now
and
this
just-
is a TV series, so you're Lobo. Okay.
Every week. It's Dog the Bounty Hunter, but Lobo. How great would it be if it was a reality series?
There's the long one.
Oh
That's
Lobo the Bounty
What's
Hunter.
the movie where the girl laughs because she's really excited?
Everyone you know.
It's all just me.
Good answer. That was a good answer.
That was a good
good
answer.
lightning round
Yeah.
answers, everyone
Good job.
today. Again,
Well
if
done.
there's a thought or opinion that you can't really think of yourself and you need some help with it, tweet us your questions and we will answer them here on Unpopular Kids. Just use the hashtag Unpopular Kids. But now we're going to get into the meat of the show. We have there was something we tried last week, and it was really I liked it. People liked it. I want to do it again. It's called This is the Unpopular Kids, so we have unpopular opinions. So I'm going to open the floor to everyone on who might have an unpopular opinion, and I will let you defend it. But hey, me first.
Nobody called on you. Nobody called on you.
No, I called on me. I'm sitting in the one chair that's different, so I get to choose me. The Daredevil Netflix show, not as amazing as everyone thinks.
Oh.
It's not.
So wait, unpopular opinion? You just mean wrong opinion?
It's not wrong. So here's the thing about the Netflix series. It's actually really slow to get into anything interesting. About 5 episodes in. Now again, you'll have moments of that was badass. I'm gonna keep watching. But about 5 episodes into 13 episodes.
Hey, this is all you, brother.
All right. So it takes a while to go
Is it
in.
10? I thought it
It's
was
10 total.
Yeah.
10 total.
Yeah.
So about halfway, that's when things really start to pick up, and we see the conflict. We start to see glimmers of a resolution. The problem with the show is that it's not actually, in my opinion, a TV show. It's a mini-series. The way the story arc goes throughout the entire series, it's not done like a overarching story in a 13 or a 26 episode season. It's literally just a mini-series. So
That's
What
not.
makes it a show?
Yeah, a lot of shows. Now,
Sherlock
to-
is a miniseries.
Yeah,
too, and it's a
anything on the
great
BBC
show.
is
Yeah.
6 to 12 episodes long.
Sherlock has a beginning, middle, and end in every episode. Everything's very different with an overall story arc expanding over all seasons. Something like, I'm going to use Burn Notice and Leverage.
By all means.
Yes, as an example where they'll have every episode is a different client, but overall in the entire season they'll have like something that they're a mystery that they're solving. Whereas Daredevil, you had 10 episodes. It was very slow paced. You had the great fight in episode 2, which was like the one shot, and we never really see anything like that again. In fact, in
fight in the
episode.
car.
The fight in the car?
The fight in the car with the blanket,
yes,
and
that was
they
another
keep
good
doing
one.
the 360 shot around the car.
Or
That
the
was a great
fight
shot, yes.
between him and the member of the hand.
The member
Okay, but the
hand,
member of the
yep.
hand, he was beat up the entire time. We never got to see Daredevil really at his true potential.
But it was
and
still
I
that-
understand it's an origin story. I get that it's an origin story, but I think now I wanted more, and I think we could have gotten more from Daredevil.
That's what
Literally,
season 2 is for.
Well, yeah, season 2 will be fantastic. I can't wait for it. But like he gets so beat up in episode 3, and then he's beat up and wounded the entire season, and it just throws it off.
But that's Daredevil.
That's Daredevil. Have you read Daredevil?
Yeah, I've read Daredevil
His
comics.
father is battling Jack Murdock, the dude who got beat up constantly and kept getting up.
That's the whole concept.
That's the whole
overall
concept.
thing, but outside of the 2 good fight scenes, the hand being only.
Feels like it could be a little more Superman.
Yeah, it
Daredevil could be good to be Superman.
Again, I loved it. Cannot wait for season 2, but I just don't think it was the greatest TV show to hit Netflix by any means.
Compared to what?
House of Cards is better.
I not enough action.
More compelling drop.
Yeah, I feel like that one scene where Frank Underwood is fighting a bunch of ninjas in a hallway, that was amazing, but it never really did anything beyond that.
But hey, that's my unpopular opinion. As you can see, it's very unpopular. Perhaps it's wrong. You guys let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong or if you agree also.
Perchance to dream.
I agree.
I feel like the argument you just made, because you were like, I wish it was something more, was like you yelling to your dad, like, I want pepperoni pizza, and your dad's like, here's a pepperoni pizza. It's not good enough.
There's no pepperonis on it.
You're just kind of hung up on like the title of whether it's a TV show or not. That doesn't even matter.
It
And
wasn't
also,
a TV show.
Why are you upset that like for once we have this progression to actually see this character develop? Why like you want him to like blow his load early? Like it makes no sense.
There's a difference between
likes his quickies.
you can have character progression throughout the entire series, and he had a little bit of it, sure, but it wasn't really a character progression of Matt Murdock. It was like, all right, here we are, and this is how he eventually like becomes like I am Daredevil. We had more character progression with Kingpin than Matt Murdock.
I don't think that's true. I think he was the same character that he was at the beginning of the season than he was at the end.
He just got to his goals.
Yeah, you just learned more about him. I don't think he went through a journey at all.
And that whole thing with him like having a girlfriend, but it's been like a struggle with Kingpin, I didn't think that was necessary whatsoever.
Well, that's how Raub. How do you think Raub was born?
That is a story from the comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
All of them are. All of them
Very
are.
unpopular.
But
anyways,
that one directly.
other things to talk about. This is a long show. We're
Daredevil
talking
was like
about.
one of my favorite
Underline and
superheroes.
bold
Joe Quesada's
beyond.
run of Daredevil.
I'm blind. I want to have a great blind superhero out there. And I want him to be badass the entire time. I'm there seeing this
That's
blind
like
guy
written
getting.
by a 10-year-old. That's like, I want him to kick ass in every episode, and he never gets beat up. And the bad guy doesn't have a girlfriend, and the bad guy gets beat up every episode.
So today on Unpopular Kids, our main theme is trilogies. This week in the news, we had some interesting news come up about trilogies. One of which was Civil War is going to be the end of the Captain America trilogy.
A Captain America trilogy.
A Captain America trilogy.
I don't know. I have this crazy theory that I think that they are going to end off all of these first-run superhero movies and just end them. I think Iron Man is done. We will not see Iron Man in a headline movie marquee ever again.
So they're going to be
Not
in
for
other
20
movies.
years at least.
At least. We'll be dead by then.
So they're going to be in other movies, but not in their own movie.
I think it'll be War Machine. I think you'll see a Falcon movie, and Falcon will be Cap. I think that they are going to do it like.
Oh, you think Falcon's going
You
to take
don't think
over
they're
for
going to do
Cap?
Bucky Cap?
I don't think so.
I think it will be Falcon Cap. I agree.
They are doing it in comics, and they do parallel each other now. That makes
Weirdly,
sense.
but in a weird way, because they
Yeah.
also announced Civil War, which I guess I didn't read like a year ago when they came out. Civil War is not going to be the Civil War that we know. There's no Superhero Registration Act.
Yeah.
It's just basically Tony and
an argument between two.
It's basically the Avengers just being like, don't do that. No, you don't do it. Let's fight. That's
Yeah,
it.
everybody fight. You're all on my side.
Yeah.
But how is that going to be a big enough movie or big enough conflict to have an entire movie around it? Like, oh, who do you think should be in charge?
Because
Oh,
there's like
this guy, this
70
guy.
people in it. Just having them walk on screen
Yeah.
is like an hour and a half.
But then, like, in a situation like that, like, how does Spider-Man get featured?
He's
like,
a kid.
Well,
I
he wants to
imagine
like,
he's
oh,
gonna
I
be-
think Captain America should be in charge.
My
I guess.
theory
I don't
is
know.
my theory is he is a kid that idolizes superheroes. He has a power, but he gets terribly hurt, and that's where the argument comes about because he wants to keep his identity. They want to hold his identity to protect his family, but they're like, we need to figure out who these people are, and problems arise in
But
different
see,
of
and that starts
opinions.
to bring up the Registration Act, though.
Well, but Iron Man could be like, we need to find out who all these people are, and Cap is like, that's un-American. I will not stand for that.
See, I think there should be hints of the Registration Act in Civil War.
But the problem with that is that everybody in the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't have a secret identity. Like
Yeah.
the first Marvel movie, Iron Man's like, "Hey, I'm Tony Stark." You know, we know.
In fact,
Like,
does
nobody
anyone
has
in
a
the
secret
Avengers
identity.
have a secret identity?
No. Hawkeye's maybe the only one, but he doesn't wear a mask.
But they're
Yeah.
spies.
yeah.
Banner?
spies.
Do people know Banner is the Hulk?
No, but
I don't
He won't
think
even
so.
be in it,
He's not
right?
gonna be
But he's not even going to be in it.
Yeah.
The only one that has a secret identity is Spider-Man, who's not even in this universe yet.
That's true. But you have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that likes to line up with their movies. They're talking about, like, they want to register all the Inhumans. Do we think that might bleed over into Civil War?
As mutants? I mean, they are the mutants.
Well, they're trying to figure out who all these people, who all these Inhumans are.
I think they're holding off. I think that they're still trying to build that universe. I think Feige has a plan with Inhumans. I think 2020 is when that movie hits.
Wow, that's when we're finally going to sip water from Mars. That's so far away.
I know. Yeah. Individually, we're going to go and just lean in.
Drink red water.
No, but I think it's going to be. I don't think we're going to see TV Marvel stuff reflect in movies for a while.
Okay, but I do like your idea of with trilogies just ending after superheroes get 3 movies and that's it.
Yeah.
So there is no plans for an Iron Man 4, but and then nothing for a Cap 4. But Chris Evans has been signed for another 5 movies.
He could be in tons of. I think that a War Machine trilogy would be great.
Think so?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Each of these individual characters had to set up a universe, right? I think Ant-Man is probably going to be the last of them, where it sets up a universe in and of itself. Everything else is like Iron Man created a universe, Captain America created a universe. Guardians of the Galaxy is literally not on this world.
Nope.
Now we have the universe, so when you have these one-off films, they can be in the universe. When you do a Falcon movie, it could be about Falcon running the Avengers. When you do a War Machine movie, it could be about War Machine doing stuff with the Avengers. Like, I think that this is where you now have these less than AAA stars in all these movies, so why not incorporate them in all these different things?
I think it makes sense.
I wonder if they'll do Mighty Avengers with just all the black characters. Panther, War Machine, Luke Cage.
I think we'll get the all-female Avengers before.
Before that,
Yeah.
Before
the
that.
Feminingers.
We might need to cast one or two first.
Power Girl's gonna happen eventually, right?
Power Girl?
Power Girl? Yeah, that's a Marvel comic.
It's like years away.
Yeah, could happen. So other trilogy news that happened was the next Fast and the Furious trilogy will be the last trilogy.
Oh.
Now, when I first was reading this headline, I was
So
like,
there's
all
3
right.
more movies. They're going to
and-
10.
What?
They're going
Yeah, they're
to
going
10.
to 10. I thought, do they
'Cause
really
just hit
need?
Fast, Furious 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then they're done.
Do we really need another 3 Fast and the Furious?
Only if it's like Hydro Thunderbolts.
That's what I'm saying! Dude,
It's just like Hydro Thunder and Jet Moto.
They jumped a car into a helicopter. They have now mastered the land. They have mastered
gotta
the
do the
air.
skies.
They got to do space. If it's like racing the moon, sold.
Yeah. Fast and Furious Star Fox.
Right? Yeah.
There you go. Wait, Mari, so Furious 8 Rocket League.
Furious 8 Rocket League. I like that.
would watch that.
I would
Mari,
watch
how do you
that.
feel about this? Do you think we need another 3
Oh,
Fast
I
and
was
Furious
done
movies?
after 30 minutes of the first one.
Now, you love cars. Like, that's like one of your hidden passions. You love
Yes,
cars.
I do. That's when I wanted to become a mechanic. I was pumped about this, and it was everything wrong about Super Street Magazine put into an hour-and-a-half long movie. It was,
She's like, this is an initial
Awful.
D.
yeah. Thank you. Where's
This is an initial
Takumi
D?
was the
What is this?
question.
My thing on it was when I saw it, when I saw the headline, I was like, okay, they're gonna do one more. Oh no, one more trilogy. Like after losing Paul Walker, I figured like, hey, maybe we're done with the franchise. Just
Nah.
one of the main
Yeah,
guys. is
they
gone.
did the song at the
Yeah.
end. Everyone
See, all they hearing you say that, if they do, is, hey, I don't like money.
Yep. That's what I was about to say. Like, Joven, you don't know that money powers Hollywood.
Okay, so
With enough money, they brought Paul Walker back from the dead for like 5 scenes.
this means the Fast and Furious
Zombie.
franchise will have 10 movies.
Yeah.
The only franchise that should have that many movies
Friday the 13th.
are,
Debbie Does
I was going to say,
Debbie
are
Does Dallas.
a
Emmanuel.
007 franchise or a slasher film. And in that case, if we get Jason 10, which is in space, then we should have Fast and Furious on the moon.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way this is going to be okay. You're right.
Fast and Furious in space. This
Yeah.
time we've been
Furious
timed.
Space
In
X,
space,
powered
no
by
one can hear
Elon
you
Musk.
shit.
I don't know. I think it was just too much. Too much.
I
It's
love
been
the
a
idea
great
of like he
franchise.
lives life 1 parsec at a time. Like all that is great. I'm into
They
it.
run into Riddick.
Bad.
I think it'd be awesome if like Universal's
Yes!
like if Universal
watch
had a
that.
collapsed universe and Universal's just like, you know what, now all the Universal monsters are in it. And it's like Frankenstein's got like a drag racing team and Dracula. I think it'd be great.
I actually think the Furious franchise should go a completely opposite direction, and they should do this final trilogy. Just go for broke because people are going to see
They
it.
haven't already?
No, go for broke because Furious 7 made $1 billion. Let's invite all the racer characters from the 70s and 80s. So Burt Reynolds comes back as Smokey.
Oh, I love
as
it.
the bandit.
I love
As
it.
the bandit.
No, he's now Smokey, which is just
Yes,
how it all
he's
comes.
now
He's decided to turn it
Cannonball
in.
Run, Jackie Chan comes in.
Can we get Racer X? Like, can we?
Racer X.
Why not? Like, let's get some.
Yeah, have Speed Racer be in it.
Yeah, I
Every
like
racer
this.
from movies comes and fights
I love
them.
The
it.
whole Wacky Races crew.
Oh, everyone
Let's
from
just
Wacky
get it.
Races.
That's what it's going to be. That's what the next three.
And then
Fast Furious
finally,
movies
it'll
are.
be Mario's first real live action appearance.
Commercial one.
Yep.
The
Well,
Japanese
they'll
commercial
Paul
Mario.
Walker magic Bob Hoskins, and
Yes.
he'll be in the car. There you go. It'll be great.
As Japanese commercial Mario.
We're getting a little
Nope.
out there with this idea.
Nope.
That's called imagination.
Yeah, your imagination is
It's called
running
the Fast and
wild.
the Furious franchise out there.
Out there. That is definitely going for broke because they will be broke after doing that. Even more trilogy news that happened this week was we knew that there was going to be a reboot with Men in Black with talks of 21 Jump Street, Men in Black crossover.
Which I'm all for.
So we are now getting Men in Black reboot with 3 movies. So, but again, like ever since the year 2000, anytime there's any franchise that could be a potential great franchise, they're like, hey, okay, we're gonna do 3 movies. Oh, this superhero, yeah, give him 3 movies. Let's send this person on 3 movies. So just the talk of another Men in Black movie, it should be assumed that there's going to be a trilogy that follows it.
But it's a magic word. They're like, oh, trilogy, and everyone's like, oh, cool, trilogy. I'm totally down. So a bunch of nerds can sit around and discuss.
So, wait, but
Anticipate.
with this reboot, does this mean we're not getting the 21 Jump Street?
I don't know what that was. That was part of the Sony leak. I don't know what kind of truth was behind that. I feel like almost everything that came out of that Sony leak was weird and jarbled. It was like based on weird email back and forth. Like, I mean, a lot of the Spider-Man stuff came out then. Then there were talks about the Ghostbusters movie, and then all of a sudden it was a totally different Ghostbusters
And that's
movie.
when the Aunt May rumors came out.
Yeah, when Aunt May was getting her own movie. I don't trust a lot
It's
of that
Sony's
stuff.
version of their sex tape.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all fake.
It's just weird, yeah.
Paris Hilton, you Sony company.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sony is the Paris Hilton movie studio.
If we had a Men in Black reboot, how would you guys want it? Do you guys want that?
It's too late.
I don't
Too
care.
late?
Should have come
No.
like
I feel
10
like
years
if they're
ago.
going to, I don't care.
But if it's a
I tried to
reboot,
care.
you're right. Like a sequel should have come 10 years ago. But I guess it has been
The
enough
sequel
time.
did come like 2 or 3 years ago. Men in Black 3 was like three years ago.
Less than that,
Oh, so in
yeah.
that case, is it going back to the reboot episode? Is it too soon for the reboot?
No, I think you go back to the basics. I
It
think
needs to do live.
I love the world. The world was great when
Yeah,
it was a
the
The
comic
first
book.
movie's great.
Yeah, I think literally you go back to the birth of the Men in Black. I think you go back to the 50s when there was just a couple of guys.
You care
You
enough to
have
watch
like a
it?
hard on for
What?
period
Okay, all right,
pieces.
screw you guys. It's aliens and it's humans fighting aliens with big guns. All right, like you wouldn't see the friggin' movie.
That's
First
his
one was
pitch.
so good. Like, do you care enough to
The
really
first one
see
had that
it?
like Danny Elfman, like Tim Burton-y feel.
Very Sonnenfeld.
Sonnenfeld.
Yeah.
It's never, nothing is ever going to have that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just sang every Danny Elfman song.
Yeah, it was true. I love
Okay,
to.
so
Yep.
do you want a reboot or do you want a reboot with crossover of 21
I like
Jump Street?
I like the 21 Jump Street.
I think that's a great
personally.
idea.
I can't
Wait,
visualize
does it make sense? Why?
It's not about sensibility. It's about pure freaking comedy. We've read so many crossovers and requested so many crossovers in video games and comic books, and we've gotten them. The movies don't do that as often. The fact that they're trying to do it with Marvel and they're trying to get Spider-Man with the Avengers, and the fact that they're thinking about doing this with Men in Black is a big deal, and I'm excited for it because it's new. It's keeping it relevant, and it's mashing things instead of trying to reboot it. It's remixing and then re-expressing.
I would have wanted to see that just for the simple like the balls of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if they do it and they pull it off, you're gonna be like, holy!
Oh,
That's
wow.
like one of those movies you'd be like, that never should have worked.
Yeah.
Never.
I enjoyed the 21 Jump Street movies. Did you watch the 21 Jump Street movies?
I did.
Did you like them?
I liked them. I liked them. I was surprised that they were as good as they
Phil
were. You know
Lord
what?
and Chris Miller.
Actually, I don't like Channing Tatum.
What?
And that's why I was surprised that they were good.
He's a good actor.
I like them.
Did you see him
I-
dance though?
You see him in This Is the End? That ass, right?
I saw them
Lordy.
at the end.
Oh, Lordy.
I think we're right. I think we should have a crossover. Simply, why not? Just why not?
right.
I mean, I feel like that's a good response.
That's enough of an answer.
I feel like the idea of the crossover came out of a conversation when James Franco and Seth Rogen were just high.
Yeah. A lot of good conversations have happened that way.
that's
The Beatles are a great example of how
I still don't see it.
It's
I don't
funny,
see
your
it
why not
happening.
argument is actually stronger than your Daredevil not being a good series argument.
Keep it simple. 2 words. That's my argument. Why not do it?
Just
It's
makes
fun.
more sense.
Anyways, but with all this talk of trilogies, it really got me thinking of all the great trilogies from the past and the present. And I want to go around the circle here and like, what are our favorite trilogies of all time? There's a lot of cliche answers that you can say from like the 80s, but let's get creative here. Yeah, the E.T.
The E.T. trilogy, when Botanica shows up.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
Which
That's
is
third
the
movie when
original,
they
the remake
destroy
in the video
Earth.
game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason, so many great trilogies to choose from. What do you go with?
I mean, the easy answer, I think, is Star Wars, the original
Yes,
trilogy.
it's
But
the easy
I
answer.
didn't say Star Wars. I went for an underrated trilogy. I think the Bourne trilogy. Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, and
Whoa, wait.
Bourne
going
Supremacy
on.
and Bourne Ultimatum.
Oh,
Boring?
there it is.
Wait,
Did you say boring?
1, 2.
No, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, what was
But
the
there were
what was
Bourne
the
Legacy
you're
is the
talking
one
about
that
the
we
Legacy is the Hawkeye.
We ignored
Yeah,
because Jeremy Renner.
That was Hawkeye's origin story.
Jeremy Renner's great.
No, you ignore
I do
that
like
movie.
him.
That movie's bad. I need the
Yeah.
booze.
He's a drug user in that
Yeah.
movie. He's like, I gotta get the super drug to be like Jason Bourne. Like
Yeah.
he spends the entire movie killing people to get that drug. But we're not talking about that.
Yeah, we're
because
talking
it's
about the
a
great
trilogy. The Bourne trilogy does something that I love when trilogies do, and that is it has a full circle. It starts out in the first movie. He doesn't know who he is. Clive Owen, great villains in this entire trilogy. Every movie has a great villain. Clive Owen's hunting him. At the very end, they have this tense scene. Clive Owen says this thing like, do you even know why you're doing this, blah, 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 blah. Gives him this whole speech. Matt Damon shoots him dead. Spoilers. I mean, it's an old movie, whatever. The second one, he fights Carl Urban. He loses his
Yeah,
girlfriend.
Dread.
One of the best car chase scenes in the middle of Moscow ever, okay? He then decides to go after the government. And in the third movie, he's fighting government agents the entire time. And at the very end of the movie, an agent comes and finds him, tries to kill him. He gives the same speech that Clive Owen gave him in the first movie, and then he jumps into the water. And the final shot of the final movie is the same shot of the opening movie. It's such an amazing full circle.
I do like
Which is why it's going to ruin it when it comes back to the next one.
Yeah, when they do the eventual one, yeah, it'll kind of ruin it. But they're strong action movies. They got strong stories, and they Bourne Identity I think came out in 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
And it's aged very well. It's held up, except for one fact. They all have CRT monitors, like big ass CRT monitors. And so you're just like, whoa.
Can you hear them when they're on, that high-pitched sound that CRT monitors give off?
No, but a couple
on
of
the
them are
screen?
green.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've heard great things about the Bourne trilogy. I haven't seen it myself, but it's on my must-watch
Whoa.
list. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
The-
They all start Christian Slater.
Yeah.
The Bourne trilogy is the reason why we got the Daniel Craig Bond movies. They stole that style and that movie making from Bourne.
That's really funny because I've never seen a 007 movie.
Get out!
Really?
He's watching you. Get out! No, I've only seen bits and pieces of GoldenEye. I just never got into the 007 movies. My dad
hates
wasn't into
British
it.
people?
And
Not
my
even
dad
Daniel
didn't
Craig
like him, so
He's holding
we
out for
didn't
Idris
pass it
Elba.
Yeah, that's what he's holding out for.
That could be fun. He's a gentleman. FLitZ, what is your favorite trilogy of all time?
My favorite, if I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna go with The Matrix. I'm gonna go with The Matrix
Let's
because
tell me what's your favorite trilogy.
The Matrix.
No, damn it. Okay, still. I was giving you a chance to
You're of
pick
course
something good.
starting with Ghost in the Shell, right? Because
Well, it was very
first.
well. So the Wachowskis, the Wachowski brother and sister at the
Now.
time, Wachowski brother, they're giant anime fans. I can relate to that, so I can relate to being inspired by that. But what The Matrix did on the big screen is it ripped people into a whole new mode of thinking. The fact that you look at video games and how amazing and gigantic they are getting now, why couldn't we be in The Matrix? And people start thinking outside of the box of what can be and what may be, even thinking in terms of the whole self-empowering, there's no spoon, red pill or blue pill. You still hear all of these things. Yes, they made the mistake in releasing 2 movies in 2003, and that was their biggest mistake. The first movie was about, it's straight up hero's journey.
Yes.
The first movie was about basically waking up in a dream and trying to learn how to control the dream. The second movie was being in a dream, but things are not truly what they seem. And then the third movie, he's doing a thing, but he's a martyr ultimately. And people wanted answers, but people don't realize from the first movie down to the last movie, they were constantly just figuring things out, and they weren't getting a whole bunch of answers they wanted.
So many words.
You know,
A lot of people
when you
said
put
that
it
after
that
seeing
way,
Matrix movies too. So
when you
many
put it
words.
that way, I will say,
Yeah.
okay, good answer. I'm not a fan of the Matrix movies. That's neither here nor there. You put that in a very good way. Good answer.
And thank you. It made
Good
people
answer.
excited about the future.
I love this segment. Joven either hasn't seen or doesn't care for your answer.
Let's see if we can go all the way through.
I think we might.
So, for my trilogy, yes, there's some great easy answers. Like
you
Back
seen
to the
your
Future.
trilogy?
I have seen it. I have seen my trilogy. Back to the Future was a good one. Star Wars was a great one, obviously. But Lord of the Rings.
Also, easy answer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But here's what's
It's so malleable.
Yeah, but it's new. It was like an instant classic. It's just so beautiful and so well done. And every part of that movie, even the music, I was listening to the soundtrack the other day and getting goosebumps from it. The way that Peter Jackson was able to tell this amazing long story into 3 long movies, yes, but great movies. And being the fact that he hadn't done too much before these, and then
Bad taste, bro.
You've never seen The Frighteners?
I saw Frighteners and I saw
Bad
Dead
taste.
Alive, but then to get like this kind of budget and this kind of commitment and make the Lord of the Rings movie, I think Tolkien would have been proud. I honestly do. The Lord of the Rings movies, not the Hobbit trilogy. That's a whole nother mess. Do not like those. Those are horrible.
But a guy turns into a bear while falling from the sky.
Those are 2 impossible things happening.
What more do you want from a movie?
But just
Those weren't the Bourne movies?
like, if I would actually sit down and like watch all 3 movies, 9 hours. Give me the special edition. I'll watch them all,
On your
and just in
toilet.
one day, and just
got my
love
legs.
my life and wish I lived in the Shire and all that greatness. Just,
You can. It's in New Zealand.
I get emotional when I think about Lord of the Rings. It's just so good. It just everything. It's good. Good.
That is why you're a Joven of the Shire.
Good. There you go. Mari, your trilogy. That's not an easy answer.
My easy answer was Indiana Jones trilogy, but I'm gonna go with Baz Luhrmann's Red Curtain trilogy.
Interesting choice.
They're not set in the same. They're not one off of each other, obviously, but they all circumference one type of filmmaking.
Explain what that is for folks who don't know who
Yeah.
Baz Luhrmann is.
Oh, so Baz Luhrmann is very.
Australian.
No, what? Yeah,
That's his only descriptor.
there's a lot of
Australian.
like hyperspeed
So what are the movies in the
filmmaking.
trilogy?
It's Strictly Ballroom, Moulin Rouge. Oh, sorry. Romeo and Juliet next, and then Moulin Rouge. I
Romeo
like
plus
how
Juliet.
they're all circumferencing love and romance, but done in awesome ways. One is circumferencing dance, one is
Music.
romance through violence, and the other is music, and it's great.
Now, yes, all 3 of those movies are good. They're beautiful movies. They're done well. It's not a trilogy,
Yes,
though.
it is.
It's not. You can't just say, "Hey, this is a trilogy," and all of a sudden it's a trilogy.
It's the same rule as the Cornetto trilogy.
Which
is a
definitely,
trilogy.
which I
Yes,
don't
it is.
accept as a trilogy. How can you accept that just because they say
but
it?
they already have rules.
Literally, trilogy means a set of 3 films.
But there's no connection
You don't
between them.
need a
The only thing
connection.
that those movies have in common is a theme and the director.
The type of filmmaking, how it starts.
But it's not a trilogy. It's not an overarching story.
You don't
Hey,
get
Joven,
an
characters
overarching
going in.
Joven, go
story.
on www.amazon.com
No, I
and look for Red
understand.
Curtain trilogy, and I'm pretty sure something
I'm sure
will
the
come
box
up.
set
Make
says
sure to put
trilogy
in
on it.
www.
But in my opinion, in my apparently unpopular
In your
opinion,
Netscape.
it's
Yeah,
not
Netscape,
a trilogy.
Google,
A trilogy
Ask
should
Jeeves.
have connecting characters.
Bing it.
It should have a story that goes all
It should
the way
also be
across.
9 hours long.
And 9
It should be
hours.
9 hours long. It should be about hobbits. And it should have a weird undertone about Nazis.
So Unpopular Kids is now turned into Unpopular Kid. I'm the only one that feels differently about any of these things.
And you're 40.
Good movies. I don't think they're a trilogy. I think that we should have better criteria for what makes a trilogy. Rob, what's your trilogy? Maybe yours connect.
I kind of want one that you're not going to like. Just because I'm really liking this.
I dislike everyone's
Civil
trilogy.
War that's happening.
Yeah, except we all just beat the shit out of him.
I'm now holding auditions for 4 seats.
Good luck finding people who look like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Good luck, sir.
You even have more
That's
than one
her.
black friend.
That's her. Okay, so we mentioned it earlier. I am a bit of a fan of the Fast and the Furious films.
But there's there's 7 of them.
Call them films.
They are films.
movies.
Wait,
They are films.
which ones though?
Okay.
I mean, you can pick and choose out of the
Oh, so
seven.
now a trilogy isn't even 3. It's
Hold
a
on.
You can just pick 3 movies.
I can pick any 3 movies.
It's a grab bag.
It's a franchise.
It's a trilogy
Gotta
grab
go
bag.
franchise.
Hey, if I'm not allowed to think Daredevil's like the greatest, then
My trilogy
you can
is
think it's a great-
Clerks, Shawshank Redemption,
It all happened
and the whole 10
3
yards.
films, so they must be a trilogy.
No, I really think that Fast and Furious 5, 6, and 7, Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, and Furious 7 are a great trilogy. I think that it starts off great. They're breaking Vin Diesel out of prison, out of the chain gang. He goes through the whole process of finding his gang, building his gang. He reunites with Paul Walker. All this amazing stuff happens. Letty dies, then she doesn't die, and they go and they find her. This whole brother of the evil guy, what's his face, Jason Statham shows up. It's
Yeah, I
just,
haven't even seen that yet.
first of all, it is the greatest superhero franchise, I'd say, of all time.
Wow.
Because
That's some strong words.
they never get hurt.
That's true.
They're all fine.
Jumped across, yeah. They
There's
jumped across
there's
highways.
actual reports that in Vin Diesel's contract it says he cannot lose a fight in these movies. He cannot lose a fight.
I would do that.
Wow.
How great is that? I also have it in my contract on this show.
I'm noticing.
You can't hit me, you're under contract.
Yeah.
Now, at first I was going to say that, first of all, like 1, 2, 3 would be a trilogy, then 4, 5, 6
no,
would be a
because
trilogy.
first of all, 1 is a movie by itself. 2 is this weird buddy cop drama that takes place in Florida,
Yeah.
and 3 is Tokyo Drift, which is a prequel to 6, which doesn't really. It's just. That's
But
an example of
at
retcon.
5, at Fast 5, that was when it really changed its tone and became a superhero
I can see that.
franchise.
Yes.
5 is when it became a heist.
Yes.
franchise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
That was
physics that just
awesome.
don't matter.
And it's
yeah,
so
it was
much fun.
awesome.
It's so
Yeah.
much fun, and they're great. They're great.
So-
they're great.
You did watch them
did.
while you were on a treadmill the whole time.
They're
so
great.
Did
You
you
just felt
really get it?
They're great.
Did you ingest?
They're great. I ingest it every minute. I only live my life a quarter mile at a time.
On the treadmill.
It's all about family. This is all about family.
Those were my favorite trilogies. Before we wrap up the episode, I do want to go through a quick episode because I know we're running a little low on time.
This is a quick episode?
But I want to do a Make It Work!
Right, I was gonna ask
You
it.
made that.
So that was Make It Work. Again, with bumpers, if you can create any bumper for us here on the show and send it to us with a hashtag with Unpopular Kids, and we will take it and use it here on the show.
Because we like free labor.
We do like labor. Your fans are
We
great.
don't call it that on a show. Fan-created material. Hey, you guys are the best.
This Make It Work actually came from an idea where you and I were talking, and you love Star Trek. Obviously, you have a great
I
web
do.
series about it.
I do.
And I love Star Wars, and you thought Star Trek was better than Star Wars. I was like, what?
Yep.
But what if our universes live together? I want you to make it work, a Star Wars, Star Trek crossover. All of us are going to do it. We'll try to keep it quick.
What we're pitching like a show?
A TV show or a movie, you make a crossover between the 2 franchises work the best way you can.
Okay.
Okay, I'll set us off. The inciting incident.
Yeah.
The USS Enterprise, either version, J.J. Abrams or the original, the James Kirk one, is way more advanced than anything in the Star Trek universe. They have transporters, they have shields. Their photon torpedoes can destroy a planet.
Anything in the Star Wars universe.
Anything. Maybe the Death Star. The Death Star is probably the one thing that could take them. But okay, so Star Trek's a lot of time travel. They also have parallel universes.
Doesn't Star Wars have shields? Everyone, this isn't a
pitching,
debate.
We're pitching. I'll give you the
go for
inciting
it,
incident.
go
Here
for
we
it.
go.
Yeah, Joven, shut it.
Yeah.
The Enterprise gets transported to the Star Wars universe between Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. It becomes, the Enterprise is now running from everybody in the Star Wars universe. The Empire, the Rebels, the Bounty Hunters, because they're going after the most powerful weapon in their universe. If they get the Enterprise, they win. Because it's the fastest ship, it's the most powerful, everything. And it's more, nobody in the Star Wars universe has transporters. Nobody. That's pretty powerful technology. If you can transport missiles in the
Star
middle
Wars
of the ships.
does take place a long, long time ago.
Well, you know, it's true.
It's a long time ago.
So there's your inciting
Okay,
incident.
I like the take on it. No, it's a little bias on the Star Trek side. Let's make it work. Star Wars, Star Trek
Star
crossover.
Wars, Star Trek crossover. Boom. Start opening scene. Enterprise sitting
wrote a
in
script.
space. They this is a normal routine thing.
Max Landis
All of a sudden,
listen.
holy crap! Bow! Suddenly, Khan ship. What's happening? He pops up on him. Boom! Oh no! He starts blasting on them and ships and stuff. Oh, we gotta get away! So, but they're damaged. Their coordinates are damaged, so they have to jump anywhere they can. They jump. Holy crap! They done jumped in the middle of a freaking Sith Empire. They get hailed. They have to come on board. People hear about them getting into this world. They find out the Jedi, so they try to save them, but they only get to save Kirk. They don't get to save Spock. Spock falls
Spock
victim.
always dies.
Yeah, no, Spock doesn't die.
Oh, he doesn't die.
They draw the Sith draw emotions out of him, and he becomes a Sith Lord. He was so in control.
Spock is a Sith. I like this is the best.
And Kirk.
Did a story happen and I missed it?
I guess so.
Consciousness. You just had to jump in.
Listen. It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away because time and space, and this isn't linear. Space isn't as linear as you think.
Wibbly wobbly.
Yep.
It's wibbly
Timey-wimey.
wobbly, timey-wimey, exactly. So anyway, Kirk gets raised by the Jedi, and he's trying to get Spock back, but Spock is...
Okay, yeah, keep going. That's where you're going. I'm so excited for this.
But Spock is basically being tortured and turned into a Sith. When Kirk finally gets there, he wants to save Spock, but Spock is not having it.
Finally,
Eventually,
idea
Kirk,
that Joven likes.
Kirk becomes, he learns he has an affinity for the Force. He becomes some sort of Jedi, and there's this last final fight, but no one
Spock
dies.
versus Kirk with lightsabers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That.
Great.
Yeah.
Don't need to see that.
That was fantastic.
Good God.
Star Space Force.
All right, that was
Star
great.
Space Force track.
Subscribers left and right on that display.
Oh man.
I've never seen a view count go down on a video. Weird.
Just that alone, the poetry of Spock versus Kirk with lightsabers, Jedi versus Sith. Fantastic. How can it be better than that? Here's my idea. I'm going to make it quick because it can't be better than
hard to
that.
do fast.
Because of coincidences and time holes and black holes and it's just.
Why's the hole gotta be black?
And just, the Enterprise, or not the Enterprise, yeah, let's do the Enterprise. It just coincidentally shows up in the Star Wars universes out of all the universes that it could show up in.
That sounds familiar.
Reboot. I think it actually should take place in between 4 and 3, and the Enterprise coming into the Star Wars universe, they see what's happening with the Galactic Empire. They're like, hey, where we come from, this shit ain't okay, yo. And then they actually help create the Rebel Alliance.
Ooh.
So then every Trekkie can be like, without the Enterprise, there would be no Star Wars series.
And the Millennium Falcon is based off of the top of the Enterprise.
There you go, sure.
That's why it's the fastest ship. It's just without all the heavy bottomless.
That's a fact.
Got
Don't bing it.
Don't
bing it.
Mari, how would you make Star Wars and Star Trek work?
I'm gonna go with Galaxy's Best Dance Crew.
Okay.
You've got your panel of judges.
intrigued.
We need a British, a kind of a hard stone, British accented guy. We've got Captain Picard in that seat.
I can see him doing that.
We need a joyful black dude. Gonna put in Lando in there.
He's joyful.
We need a spicy Latina Hispanic. Shit. We'll put in Zoe.
Taco Bell. Painted yourself
We're putting Zoe Saldana in there. She's Puerto Rican.
Captain
She's
Ahura.
Dominican, but
See?
close.
Admiral Akbar.
In New York, it's the same thing.
I think she's half. Okay, well, good enough.
There you go. New York, good enough.
So far,
like
it's
to
all
see-
Star Trek.
No,
No,
it's
Lando.
not.
Oh, sorry,
Got
Lando.
Lando in there. We've got your first B-boy crew, Stormtrooper Quest crew. What? They're flipping. They're shooting each other, missing everyone.
Good, you got a reference in. Good.
Does anyone dance to trap music and then Admiral Akbar pops up and says, I like this dance?
I like
Sure,
that. I like that
that's
idea.
your
dance off. I like
guest
this dance.
choreographer.
I like the dance-off idea. I can get behind it.
All right.
Matt Rob, can you top a Star Trek, Star Wars
Dance.
I don't think I can.
You definitely can't.
Except- I can.
Or you con.
Oh! No, he's not in this.
He's in mine. That's mine. That's in mine.
Interior.
Decorators.
Why are we writing scripts?
Shut up and go with it!
Makes me an idea. Elevator pitch it to me.
All right. Ready? It's the escape pod that Leia put C-3PO and R2-D2 on never actually made it to Tatooine. right? So we're actually rebooting it. They made it to Earth, in which the cast of The Next Generation made it down in what was the friggin' movie? What was the one where they go
First
to Earth?
Contact?
First Contact.
There you go.
Right? They're all on that planet. Boom! Data, C-3PO, R2-D2 all run off together. Robot buddy cop movie.
Oh!
It's the Tango and Cash of robot movies.
Exactly.
Wow. One's an android, one's a robot, one's a cyborg. Star Wars, Star Trek.
Who would
Did we bring
annoy
Jerry Reed
who
back to do the music?
first?
wouldn't
Data
know-
or C-3PO?
They wouldn't annoy each other.
They become best
They become
friends?
best friends.
All right, and
Gay
R2-D2 is just like, I hate
Yeah,
everyone
R2-D2's
here.
miserable. He's miserable. He's constantly trying to roll off of
so
cliffs and
great.
stuff. And
Great
Data's
idea.
like, I got you, boy.
All right, guys, I want to know what you would do. How would you make this crossover movie work in the comments below? Thank you so much for watching. Big shout out and thank you to Mari. Where can we find you on the internet?
Smush gams.
That or at Atomic Mari for just about everything.
There you go.
Twitter,
Good brand, good
Instagram,
brand.
Facebook, YouTube.
Snapchat.
And then,
Pornhub.
Jason,
Pornhub,
what
that's the
shows
one.
do you have on the internet? Where can we find your stuff?
You can find me on Twitter at Jawin, Jawin. And if you enjoyed the Star Trek conversation, come watch our Star Trek web series every Monday, The Red Shirt Diaries, a new episode.
Monday,
Nothing like the Red Shoe Diaries.
Monday.
Nothing like The Red Shoe Diaries, except we stole the name.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's okay.
I think you guys came first.
That's been Unpopular Kids. We'll see you later.
Go.